Power 1. Invisibility. You're screaming, but no one in the room turns around. Not one head moves, because not one person can see you anymore. 10 minutes ago, you were a normal person getting ready for work. Then you caught yourself in the hallway mirror, and there was nothing there. No hands, no chest, no face, just the empty wall behind where your body used to be. You're not dreaming. You're not dying. You're invisible, and the panic burns off fast, replaced by something colder and more interesting. You walk into the office without anyone noticing. You hear your boss complaining about you behind your back, word for word, things he'd never say to your face. You stay for the whole conversation. Nobody knows you're standing right there. You ride the packed subway with no one bumping into you, no one judging you, no one even knowing you're alive in that car. And for a few stops it feels like relief, like finally being left alone. By afternoon, relief has curdled into something else. You walk into a stranger's apartment 2 floors down just because the door was unlocked, just to see how someone else lives when they think no one's watching. You go through drawers you have no right to open. Nothing about this is illegal, exactly, because you were never there. That's the part that scares you. You sit inside a stranger's living room that same night, uninvited, just to feel what it's like to be somewhere you were never allowed to be. Later, walking home through an alley, you watch 2 men corner a woman for her purse, and for one strange second you almost step in. Invisible, untouchable, the perfect hero, but you freeze instead, and just watch it happen, telling yourself it's not your problem if no one can prove you were ever there. The feeling of seeing without being seen turns into something close to addiction within hours. By midnight, lying in bed, still invisible, staring at a ceiling that won't reflect you either, you understand the scariest part isn't disappearing from the world. It's how much you liked it, and how easily you chose to look away. Power 2. Super strength. You wake up the next morning still half expecting to be invisible again. You're not. You can see your own hands, solid and normal, and for 1 second you actually feel disappointed. Then you reach for the bedroom door, and it doesn't open. It explodes off its hinges. Tuesday morning, you're visible again, but your muscles are humming with something new, something wrong in the best way. You squeeze a coffee cup just to test it, and it shatters in your palm before the coffee even has time to spill properly. By mid-morning, you're moving a filing cabinet that used to take 4 men, alone, in seconds, while your coworkers film it on their phones, laughing, calling you a god. Someone dares you to lift a car in the parking garage, just to see it on video, and you do it one-handed without even bracing your legs. People are cheering. You feel powerful. You feel untouchable. Then, in that same parking lot an hour later, a stranger's car taps yours, and you turn around too fast, too angry, and your fist meets his door before your brain catches up. Metal folds like paper. The man goes white. He's not hurt, but your hand is still trembling an hour later, because you didn't mean to hit that hard, and you're starting to understand that this power doesn't ask permission before it acts. That night you hug your little sister hello, gently, carefully, terrified the whole time that gentle still isn't gentle enough anymore. You go home with one question stuck in your throat. Next time you lose your temper, will it be a car door or someone you love? You barely sleep that night, half from fear of your own strength, half from waiting to see what tomorrow does to you. Power 3. Flight. Your feet leave the bed before you're even fully awake. Wednesday, and you're floating 2 meters in the air, gravity simply forgetting you exist. Instinct does the rest. You shoot through the ceiling like it's made of fog and keep rising, past the rooftops, past the clouds, until your entire city is just a scatter of lights beneath your feet. You're crying, and it's not fear. It's the first time in your life nothing is holding you down. No rent, no traffic, no walls. You spend the whole day in the sky, racing clouds, diving toward the ocean and pulling up at the last second just because you can, skimming your fingertips across the surface of a lake just to feel something real under your hands. Kids on a rooftop point up at you and scream. And for 1 second, you almost wave back before remembering you're supposed to be hiding this. Then you fly out over open water, farther than you meant to, until there's no coastline left in sight, no buildings, no people, nothing but you and the horizon. And that's when it hits you. Nobody else on Earth can follow you up here. Not one person can fly beside you. You land on your balcony at dusk, physically fine and quietly wrecked, because you just won the entire sky and lost, somewhere up there, the simple urge to walk slowly next to someone again. You fall asleep on the couch still in yesterday's clothes, too tired to even question what Thursday might bring. Power 4, mind reading. The elevator doors close and the voices start before you can stop them. Not one voice. Dozens. The man beside you rehearsing how he's going to quit his job tomorrow. The woman across from you hating her own reflection in the metal doors. The doorman downstairs thinking about disappearing completely and meaning it. By breakfast, you're hearing your own mother's mind behind her smile. I'm fine, sweetheart. Hiding worries she'd never say out loud. You try to shut it off and can't. There's no switch. The voices keep coming whether you want them or not, layered on top of each other like a radio stuck between stations. At work, the real damage lands. Your best friend of 8 years is rehearsing, in his head, the exact words he'll use to steal a promotion out from under you. You hear it before he even walks into the meeting, before he's done a single thing wrong out loud. You sit across from him at lunch like nothing happened, smiling, while his thoughts circle the betrayal he hasn't committed yet. Walking home, a stranger passes you on the sidewalk and his thought hits you like a slap. A memory of something violent he did years ago that he's never once been punished for, replayed in his head like it's nothing. You stop walking. You stand there long after he's gone, realizing this power doesn't just show you secrets. It shows you things you have no idea what to do with, no way to report, no way to undo. You leave the office early, not because you're tired, but because every face you pass now comes with a weight you never asked to carry. That night, in the dark, you realize you've learned more about the people you love in one single day than in years of actually knowing them. And you can't unknow any of it. You finally fall asleep with the voices quiet at last, grateful for the silence, with no idea Friday is about to take something even bigger away. Power 5, immortality. The car hits you before you even see it coming. Full speed, dead center, your body thrown meters down the street. You open your eyes 1 second later, lying on the pavement, completely unmarked, while the driver screams that he just watched you die. You stand up. No pain. No blood. People are gathering, filming, calling 911. You walk away before the ambulance arrives, because what would you even tell them? You understand, right there in the middle of the road, that you cannot die anymore. You spend the rest of the day testing it like a kid testing a new toy. A kitchen knife across your finger, healed in seconds. 10 minutes underwater without a single gasp. 18 floors up, standing on the ledge of your own building, completely unafraid, because falling can't hurt you now. You almost step off, just to feel it, just to know for certain. You don't. Instead, you climb back inside and sit on your living room floor for an hour, just breathing, just existing, trying to feel something close to fear and finding none. Then, that night, you call your 80-year-old grandmother just to hear her voice. And for the first time, you actually hear it. Weaker, slower, running out. And it lands on you all at once. You're going to watch everyone you love grow old and disappear, generation after generation, while your face never changes at all. You'll bury your parents. You'll bury your friends. You'll keep showing up to funerals looking exactly 24 years old forever, and one day there won't be anyone left alive who remembers you as anything other than the person who never seems to age. The gift that felt unstoppable at noon feels, by midnight, like the loneliest sentence a person could ever be handed. You stay up until almost dawn, just thinking, before exhaustion finally wins and Saturday arrives without warning. Power 6, teleportation. You think about coffee, and the thought finishes the trip for you. 1 second you're in bed. The next you're standing inside the bakery on the corner, knocking a tray of bread to the floor, fully there, fully real, having walked exactly 0 steps to arrive. Once the shock wears off, you go big. Paris, just to see the tower up close. Tokyo, minutes later, for real ramen on a street full of neon. The summit of a frozen mountain, no gear, just to feel the wind cut your face for 10 seconds before you're warm again. You stand on a rooftop in Rio at sunset, then blink and you're watching the sunrise hit the pyramids in Giza, 2 continents and 12 time zones away from breakfast. The entire planet becomes your backyard, no passport required. Then, trying to skip straight into your boss's office to fix something urgent, you miscalculate the distance by inches, and for 1 fraction of a second, You're inside a concrete wall before your body is violently thrown back out into the parking lot, heart slamming, the taste of panic sharp in your mouth. You sit on the asphalt, shaking, understanding for the first time that the power giving you the whole world can also end you with one small mistake in math. You go to bed early that night, rattled, and by the time Sunday morning comes you're almost relieved nothing tries to teleport you in your sleep. Power 7. Time control. You blink, just once, out of exhaustion, and the entire world stops. Birds frozen midair. A man frozen mid-step on the sidewalk. A glass of water hanging motionless inches above the floor. You can stop time completely, and for the first time all week, you use a power for something good. Fixing a crying child's hair without her noticing. Slipping a stolen wallet back into a stranger's pocket before he even knows it's gone. Quietly rewriting small broken moments across the frozen city. You catch a man mid-fall on an icy step and set him gently back on his feet before unfreezing time. And he never even knows how close he came to a broken hip. It feels, for a few minutes, like redemption, like finally earning all of this. Then you walk to your parents' front door, and you freeze time again. Not to help anyone this time. Just to stand there and look at them through the window, older than you ever let yourself notice on a normal day. Your dad's hair is grayer than it was last Christmas. You never clocked it before now. Standing among seconds that refuse to move, you understand the real danger was never the power itself. It's the temptation to use it to avoid watching time keep moving for everyone you love, whether you're ready to see it or not. Finale. All 7, and the choice. Monday again. 1 week exactly since this started, and you wake up holding all 7 powers at once. You're invisible and unstoppable and unkillable. You can hear every mind on Earth, fly anywhere, freeze time itself. By every measure, you are no longer human. You should feel like a god. Instead, you're sitting on the edge of your bed with the entire world available to you in a single thought, and you understand something none of the last 7 days warned you about. Power doesn't fill a room. People do. You can hear every thought on the planet and still feel completely unheard. You can stand anywhere on Earth in half a second and still have nowhere that feels like home. You can stop time itself and still can't stop the people you love from aging in the moments you're not watching. 3 things keep replaying in your head. Your grandmother's voice, weaker than you'd ever noticed before. Your best friend's mind, already planning to betray you. Your father's hair, grayer through a window you froze just so you could finally see him. Every power gave you more of the world and less of the people in it. And that's the trade nobody warns you about when you wish for something like this. So before you do anything else with what you've been given, you pick up the phone and call your grandmother, just to hear her voice while you still can. That's the decision. Not a power. A phone call. And it makes you wonder something you didn't expect to wonder this whole week. Out of all 7 of these powers, if you could only keep one, and had to live with everything it costs, which one would actually be worth it? Tell me in the comments which one you'd choose, and stick around, because the next power might be the one that changes your answer completely. The end.